Hey everybody, KC here. So there are several stories this morning on Morning Newsbeat that sort of follow a theme, and that is the notion of ethical eating, socially conscious eating. That generally implies meatless eating, and it's an interesting conversation to have. One of the stories is about how food has become political. What you eat, how you eat it, how you prepare it, where you get it from. These have all become acts of politics in some ways. And I gotta be honest, that makes me a little crazy. I think we got a lot of politics in our world today. Politics are involved in almost every conversation we have. I would like to just be able to sit down and have a meal and not worry about politics. But I guess that's the world we live in today, for better or for worse. But one of the stories that caught me most interested was this story from CNN about how 11 Madison Park, which is one of New York's, storied fancy restaurants. This is a restaurant that specialized in whole roasted duck, which just makes my mouth water. And they have made the decision. They've been closed for a period because of the pandemic. But when they reopen in June, they're going to have a completely plant-based menu. This is a 3 Michelin star restaurant. And Daniel Hum, who's both the chef and the owner, wrote on the restaurant's website, "I'm excited to share that we've made the decision to serve a plant-based menu in which we do not use any animal products. Every dish is made from vegetables, both from the earth and the sea, as well as fruits, legumes, fungi, grains, and so much more." And he just believes in his soul that the way we produce food on our planet, the way we consume food in our planet is simply not sustainable. And he wants to get ahead of the wave instead of waiting for it to possibly wash over him. And listen, I think this is really interesting. I have to be honest. I mean, if I were going to go, I would have no problem going to 11 Madison Park, knowing that they've made this change, because quite frankly, I want to see what they're going to do with a completely plant-based menu. It's very interesting when I had the conversation, I guess about a month ago with Christy Legale of Rebellious Foods, and they're the folks out in Seattle who are making meatless nuggets and meatless chicken, faux chicken strips, things like that. And I really like their product. One of the questions I asked her, which keeps rattling around in my brain, is, who exactly is your customer base? Is your customer base people who are only eating plant-based foods? And she said, absolutely not. In fact, her customer base is me. And I got no problem eating a hamburger. I got no problem having a steak. I like chicken. I like seafood. But she said, boy, if we could get you to just have 1 or 2 plant-based meals a week, that moves the needle in a way that just catering to the core constituency of people who only eat plant-based foods, that simply cannot. There's not enough of those people at this point. And I think that's really interesting. So listen, as you're looking at these stories on Morning Newsbeat today, think about the notion of not just restaurants, but also, potentially stores that could decide to get into the plant-based only business. I think we're likely to see some of that going forward. They're going to be small examples. They're not going to be nationwide examples. But I do think we're going to see stores that are going to be offering a wide variety of products, but all within the prism of plant-based foods. I think it's going to be interesting. And if nothing else, it's going to draw our attention to an issue that clearly is top of mind for a lot of people. Anyway, that's what's on my mind this morning. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.